Hello, this is No Africa News, the most cheapest economical news. I am David, and we have a lot of news today, so let's watch something.
First, the announcement of PayPal. Later, the bank Goldman Sachs had some problems. A new flight between Bucaramanga and the United States. A bad news about Colombian economy. And finally, the indicators of the week.
On international news, PayPal has announced that he will start working with cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Thanks, David. PayPal has entered to the cryptocurrency market, announcing that their customers will be able to buy and sell Bitcoins and other virtual currencies using the PayPal accounts.
PayPal is planning launch this option in the next year. And other cryptocurrencies to be able first will be Ethereum, Littlecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and of course, Bitcoin. Everything could be stored directly in the PayPal's digital wallet. And the announcement actually include that you could pay with cryptocurrencies when the option be able in the future.
That's all for today. Thanks, David. Let's go back to the studio. Now, let's go to Asia because Goldman Sachs accepted the largest fine in US history because of corruption in Malaysia.
Hi David, the news of the day is that the banking titan Goldman Sachs agreed to pay 2.9 billion in fines to settle criminal charges in the Malaysian bribery scandal, the largest fine ever imposed in the United States in a corruption case. See more of this news. The US bank accepted the responsibility in the case that involved 1.6 billion in bribes, the largest ever record, as well as a substantial laundered process through the USA financial system, said Accounting Assistant Attorney General Brian C. Rabbit. Goldman Sachs helped raise 6.5 billion for the Malaysian government's sovereign wealth fund, and according to the Justice Department, more than 4.5 billion was stolen from the fund by senior administration between 2009 and 2015. The bank's Malaysian unit admitted will in the USA court Tuesday for violation domestic bribery laws, a part of deal to close the criminal investigation into the corruption case, which involved authorities from 9 countries. This could restrict Goldman Sachs Malaysia's activities, but if prevents the parent company from pleading guilty and restricts it from continuing to operate. The Justice Department shared 3 people with the case, including 2 former Goldman executives. One was pleaded guilty, one is awaiting trial, and one is still at large. In another surprise twist, the company said it will demand reimbursement 174 million in salaries and bonus paid to current and former bankers, including CEO David Solomon and his predecessor Lloyd Blankfein. That was all. Thank you for your attention. Back to David. Goodbye.
Now it's time for national news.
A new route between Bucaramanga and the United States has been opened. So let's go to the airport with Santiago.
First direct flight to Bucaramanga from the USA will begin in November. As of November 18, you could travel from Palo Negro Airport on a direct route to the United States through the low-cost airline Spirit. This was reported by the president of the Bucaramanga Chamber of Commerce, Juan Camilo Beltrán, recalling that the route will link the state of Florida with the Santander capital in just 4 hours. It will be a flight that will contribute a lot to regional competitiveness. We are going to connect the people of Santander with a market of more than 300 million people and will have free Frankie's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, leaving Bucaramanga at 2 in the afternoon. Actually, the tickets are very cheap, said the spokesman for the Chambers of Commerce. This direct route is the result of the war between the government of Santander, the mayor's office of Bucaramanga, ProColombia, and the Chamber of Commerce. The initial purpose was to start this flight from April, but due to the pandemic and the close of airports, they had to be postponed. According to Beltran, the biosecurity protocols will be very strict in the United States and in Palo Negro in order to prevent passengers with COVID-19 from being mobilized on this flight and guarantee the tranquility of users.
But it's no time to travel because we have a report of the Colombian economy and get down about 10%.
Colombian economy fell more than the percent in August. The DAN report this Monday that the Colombian economy fell 10.63% in August of 2020 compared to the same month of 2019. According to the Economic Monitoring Index, the fall in August is worse than in July when the economy fell a new 0.7%. The only sectors that present a positive performance in August were insurance, financial activities, and real estate activities. The August results is in line with the projections of the local market, which expected the economy to fall between 10 and 10.9%. Oviedo added that the fall of 10.6% in August is one of the worst in the region since the country is surprised only by Chile with -11.3%, while other economies such as Costa Rica fell 7.9% and Brazil fell 3.9%. During the first 8 months of the year, between January and August, the Colombian economy fell 8.1% compared to the same period last year. For September, the DANE projects that they will fall between 2.9 and 6.4%, with -4.6% as the most likely result. Thanks to the reactivation measures and the reporting of shops, the economic downturn is expected to moderate as of September.
And finally, we have the indicators of the week.
I am
El Pepe.
and today I will talk about some indicators. Oil prices fell on Friday following Libya's decision to increase its production at a time of uncertainty over oil demand. A barrel of North Sea Brent for December delivery ended at 41.77, down 1.6% on Thursday. In New York, a barrel of WTI for the same delivery fell to 30.85, down 1.94%. On Saturday, the dollar rose to 3,782.66 Colombian pesos. The peso managed to advance for the fourth consecutive week, while uncertainty persists in the markets due to the lack of an agreement on fiscal support in the United States, with negotiations by Republicans and Democrats facing the presidential elections on November 3. On Friday, gold was firming about 1,900 an ounce and was on track to end week higher on a weaker dollar and inversion hedging against the uncertainty surrounding the coronavirus pandemic as the presidential elections on November 3. The price of gold in dollars closed the week with a loss of less 0.33%. This was all of the indicators for today. Thanks.
And that's all for today's news. Remember, be patient for the next No Aplica news. See you next time.